Alright guys, hello and welcome back. We're here in game number 3 of the series, Myrmidons, facing off against Team Arcadia once again. Team Arcadia were able to turn things around in game number 2 and even the score back out, so Myrmidons still have to win at least 2. Arcadia have to win at least, well, 2, not at least 2. Exactly 2 will find one of these teams' victory overall in the series as picks and bans get underway for game number 3.
Yeah, and this is going to be an interesting game. We're starting to see the counter bannings coming out. Ymir was left open last game, and what an impact that it's now made post-Hog, right? Post-Hog in the jungle. It makes so much more of an impact. You have to ban Hades against Mogal. We just know it too much. Bellona's too much of a threat across the board, wherever the heck you want to run her. And Ares. Ares got some pressure down, right? But what does that leave available? What is left on the board? There is so much available here.
Absolutely. This could be an Athena Sylvanas pickup for Team Arcadia. They could look for anything, really. There's only 5 gods removed from the table. They're going to pick up Ra for Fexes once again, as well as Athena for their support, or possibly junglers they ran last game. So they have options available. Athena can go to pretty much anywhere except for the Hunter role. Ra, let's face it, he's going to be on Fexes, who is very, very good on that god. No stranger, we saw it last game. Yeah, we might give him a just kind of jokingly hard time about missing a snipe or two, but he is very, very spot on with his play on that god.
Yeah, so we've already seen that from Fexes, and we've seen it repetitively over the course of the last couple of weeks. Freya would be an interesting pick, because again, it's back to this old flex pick of old, but then again with the Sun Wukong and Thor on the board, this is an 80 carry Freya.
Yeah. Almost definitely. What is going on with the production stuff? I have no idea. Stuff is disappearing apparently. I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. Things, stuff, and what have you. That said, Freya in that Hunter role. Kind of people remembered she was there. It was picked initially, oh, we're buffing Haste Fatalis. Hey, Freya picks that up first. The reality situation, it's not so much down that the Haste Fatalis kind of reminded people, which was a part of it. It basically came down to the reduction of that Bluestone Pendant. The problem Freya has is the lack of mana. With that Bluestone Pendant on most of the Hunters, it was in a situation of, well, they have all this mana, they have very, very consistently strong wave clear. Freya can't really compete on that same kind of... she's not on the same tier as far as Hunters and wave clear was concerned. With the Bluestone nerf, Hunters no longer have that absurdly good wave clear. Even if they go Transcendence, it's not quite as good as a Bluestone early on. It'll scale up and be powerful later on, but Freya has a very strong lane presence now against Hunters. That's why we saw her banned so much, but she snuck through this time.
There's also a really, really good case here for starting Achilles Spear on a Freya. The wave clear that it gives you, because of the 30-second cooldown, it gives you sustain on that wave clear as well. So long as you're not being harassed by the enemy Hunter whilst you activate it and you go to clear, you heal back up for any harass that you take in the meantime, and you clear a large portion of that wave as well. It's such a good pressure lane. We were talking about this earlier in the week, and you couldn't see a large portion of the threat to it, but since then we've played a lot of it, and it is incredibly viable over onto the left-hand side of the lane as well. But now there's an Puch on the table?
Oh,
this is risky. This is risky.
This just got disgusting. Look who has escapes on the side of Team Arcadia. Right now. There's one more god to pick up, to be fair. Defender of Olympus. That's it. Not one single god currently on there otherwise can escape that ring of spears. If that hits, no healing coming down from Ra. You drop down Empty the Crypts from Puch. He is going to not only be doing a ton of damage to everybody, he can throw down the corpse combo, drop the explosion on that, and just burst people down in that ring. And then, one of the biggest problems with Odin, you get somebody in a ring, and you're running around, you try and slow and trying to get in range to actually hit them. Empty the Crypts is a massively powerful slow.
We're going to run Osiris as well. Now, the Osiris passive does counter out at least the Odin ulti, but it's on the opposite side of the map. Mogal is on the SWK. There is no way that Mogal is not playing the SWK on this side. But look at the circles they've set up. Thor has a really, really nice set of circles with Berserker Barrage and the Anvil of Dawn. Puch, Empty the Crypts. Some Wukong, yeah, less circle focused. But hey, Freya also has circles. This is a I really like this combo. The problem with it is that it's all or nothing. If they miss an Odin ultimate, if they just grab one person, and that one person is Geb, that one person is Osiris, that one person is Athena, and they cannot kill that one person, or they're burning too many more spells on that one person, this comp falls to pieces.
Yeah. I want to see Myrmidons win this just in the back of that Odin pickup. Anytime Odin comes up, you know somebody forgot he existed because they kind of walked into that one. He's a niche pick. You pick him up late game when the enemy team is kind of accidentally picked poorly. Not picked poorly, it means not a bad team composition. It's just hey, they don't have escapes. Let's play Odin. And he's like, oh, this is gonna be delicious and awesome, and all the bird bombs and the ring of spears, and it's gonna just wreck face. That's when you go look to pick up those Odins. So maybe team. I want to hear comms from these teams when that Odin gets drafted is like one of the final picks, and it's just like, oh my god, we forgot about that. So you can almost like when you see that Odin pop up, at least for me, it's like you can just hear the hearts like sing. It's like, oh, we forgot. So with that, team comps are completed for a good little while now. They're up on screen. You can see how they look right now. Myrmidons with that bit of a wombo combo coming out with that Odin Puch. Team Arcadia, they have some healing, they have some peel, they have some good shielding, but will it be enough to hold out through that ring of spears and then return the fight back around? We'll have to find it here in just a little bit once we're back in the match. Alright guys, hello and welcome back. Myrmidons face off against Team Arcadia. It is game number 3. Arcadia were able to find a victory in game 2 to even out the score across the board. As things stand now, they might have been looking for somebody in the backside of the Team Arcadia jungle, but unfortunately we're not able to find anybody, and no wards in inventory, so they weren't there for that reason either.
Interesting. So Freya here has opted to start with the tier 1, looking for the Hasten Fatalis in the Ancient Blade for the plus 10 attack speed, and then go into the Vampiric Shroud as well. So focusing on sustaining through the meta. I'm kind of on the fence about this. I really, really do like the Soul Stone because it actually offers you a nice amount of kill pressure. And then I pretty much like to start Soul Stone and then go like Achilles Spirit level 1. But it's just a different difference. It gives you totally different spikes. This one is a lot better sustained wave clear though.
Yeah, you can run Soul Stone on a Freya in the dual lane. There may be 1 or 2 very, very specific matchups where you can risk it potentially, but Geb lands a Shockwave, Freya would be dead. It's a tough call as it is right now. She has no escapes, she has no movement speed increases, she can slow her opponent down, but at the same time, if she's getting attacked, she doesn't have Haste Fatalis completed quite yet, so she can't look to say, you know what, I will just go ahead and, kite backwards, keep you slowed, and get away safely with that. That 100 health is going to be absolutely key, as is that extra regen coming off it with every hit she applies, or every kill she gets, rather, excuse me.
The benefit here as well is that running her with the Odin is that they do have a nice bit of early pressure to scare off, and it's Gebram. So there's no real lane presence coming out from Arcadia. So at least Myrmidons have some nice early pressure, and they have a really decent amount of physical damage across the board from Dardes, from Thor, from Sun Wukong played by Moga. There's presence across all sources of damage that they really need, and there's a nice amount of tankiness coming through as well.
We touched on it a little bit during picks and bans as well. Wombo combo coming out from the Myrmidons with that Odin and the Puch. We didn't really touch on the rest of that combo either. Thor can look to set things up. Moga with that Sun Wukong can look to set things up as well. They have a lot. It's not just a straight up wombo combo. It's a wombo combo with follow-up or prior initiation to the combination, composition. That's the word I'm looking for. Team Arcadia, on the other side, they have some good initiation as well. Blink Cataclysms, Blink Shockwaves, Taunts on the back for Preemptive Strike, Defender Olympus to back up or save somebody from a gank. They have some good counter engage. The big thing is going to be, can they survive that initial committal to a fight by the Myrmidons, Puch, Odin combination?
Yeah, it's a little bit brutal. From the side of Arcadia, though, they've got a potent all-stages team. We mentioned it in the drafting phase how potent, though, that Odin is against this, and he's starting to get to this level 5 point. It's not where the rest of the combo is at the moment. They're just not ready to come online and be ready for this level 5 Odin. So Odin here, normally you see him picked very, very aggressively, wanting a lot of kills in the early game, but Odin's not like that here. Here he's just right, you've got no escapes, you're in this ring of spears. The early game, it's just kind of a gloss over. It's not as aggressive as you normally see in Odin playing.
So, yeah, I don't know. Part of that is the way the game is played these days as well. There's not really that much to fight over. It's not like it's, let's rush for level 5 and look to just kill them at the heartbeats at the 3 minute and 10 second mark. There's nothing to fight over right now, period. It comes down to stay in lane the way that, typically you'll see the supports rotate out, but there's really not much to fight over. The junglers have been hanging out mid. The supports staying in the duo lanes, rather. Thor kind of just chilling, waiting for these guys to poke forward a little bit, maybe look for it. He's just kind of chilling, waiting for the opportunity. At the same time, there's so much gold in the jungle that by sitting around, you're falling behind slowly but surely over where you could otherwise be. He's going to end up kind of backing off, going for the back harpy camps here in just a moment. Share up some mid experience as well with his next wave, potentially. It's one of the unfortunate things as well with the gold, with the jungle at the moment. It's all about the farm. A gank can be nice, but it's very easy to fall behind if you're not constantly farming.
And the other thing is, if you die early, you're in a bit of a trouble, but Thor's gone up in the mid, will miss the ultimate, and he'll just totally disengage. Now Crunchy's thinking about going ham, but won't actually be able to land the taunt. Get aggressive on towards Tynes, and Tynes is very okay with that.
Yeah, the taunt was interrupted by the wall, so it wasn't really too much of an issue either way. Back harpies being picked up on both sides of the map, realizing that Team Arcadia were a little bit early to that party. They'll maybe go share some of the love on that attack speed buff. Myrmidons doing the same thing left-hand side of the jungle. Looking at the builds these guys are working towards right now. I said Soulstone's a bit of a risky pickup across the board. Fex did go for it on that Ra. I don't want to say necessarily, it's a risky play, but look how he's playing this lane. He's Ra. He has very powerful wave clear. You drop the Solar Blessing down, you pop that Celestial Beam down the middle of the lane. You're going to clear it out very, very early on. He's not looking to push the wave to the tower repeatedly, so the fact that he doesn't have that extra 100 health isn't really hurting him too much.
Yeah, I mean, it is Ra. Ra can get away with pretty much anything in the early game except for going aggressive. The only gods that are better at dealing with that are Giannis and Agni. And
yeah.
Not seeing either of them here, you know, Ra's very safe in that regard as well. Especially not being against a Poseidon. If against a Poseidon, it's kind of like one of Ra's matchups where it can be pressured around, pushed around, and poked a little bit. Unfortunately, our Puch doesn't quite do that at the very, very earliest stages of the game, but now that he's got Undead Surge up to rank 4, and then there's 2 corpses coming out, gonna start seeing a lot of levels funnel towards Corpse Explosion. Now that he's got maximum Corpse, Corpse Bring Up ability, he's gonna do a lot more damage.
Absolutely, that's where the combo kind of comes to terms when you get those extra bodies out there, and he has done exactly that at this point. Right hand side of the map, a little bit of back and forth poke. Wukong, probably one of the very, very few gods you still actually pick up that Bluestone Pendant on. The Magic Cudgel is great for wave clear, and that little bit of extra mana regen kind of allows him to just stay in lane, more or less, indefinitely. Ring of Spears drop down on effects, he's looking for first blood, and will find it. Tynes picks that one up, didn't even need the Empty the Crypts.
Nope, just the Shock and Smash, slam and bam. I think I'm going to be able to secure that one up. And Shock and Smash will dodge out the taunt as well. So Crunchy's in a little bit of a weird spot here, and forced to fairly back up. So a really nice play coming through for Myrmidons, and they're the ones that go for the initiative. And I like this call. Rotating Odin a heck of a lot more leaves Freya to get a lot more XP. Well, any god with, any magical base god with a lot more XP is going to do a lot more damage.
And that first little spike for Arco is up and online. Hasten Fatalis is completed. Vote MBK has a Rolling Assault, but afterwards really has no further way to escape from that Freya fight. Coming out right side, Mogag is picked up on the back of a little bit of help from a Defender of Olympus ultimate from Athena. Unfortunately missed that one on camera, but nevertheless, he died.
We know how it
That's
went
the
down.
important fact of the fight.
Taunted, and then Osiris just slapped him to the face a whole bunch, you know. Yeah. Pretty standard plays.
With his little cat of nine tails. Yeah. Things went on in the soul lane. It was not appropriate for stream. That's why we didn't go there.
Yeah, let's not hover on.
We're gonna leave that lane alone. We're not gonna go. That's the end of that topic. So we'll get yelled at if we explore that route any further. Mid lane, jungler is kind of saying hello. Supports in some cases as well, as Dardas makes his appearance yet again. Fex is, I imagine, not looking to have a repeat of what just happened right there. Even at this point in the game, playing it safe for your tower, not enough to keep him safe. Right side, looking for Bulbasaur. Will they find this kill? Defender is getting channeled up, but not going to arrive in time. That will be a kill over there.
Damn near close though. Defender of Olympus gets in there. They get the taunt off. They're in really, really good territory to get Osiris out of there. But hey, Crunchy's now ultimateless and looking for some lanes to gank and pressure. Odin, he's just done as is just sitting here. Is that? I have a feeling that's just a regular ward. So he's not 100% whether that's clear or not. Move your icon, damn it. But they're gonna blink in and get the Ring of Spears down on Effexes once again, and well, they've got the combo.
Oh, today I learned.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Today I learned.
Empty the Crypts is slapping against the wall of Odin Ring of Spears. It doesn't do damage inside the ring.
Today I learned. Was not aware of that actual interaction.
There you go.
That said, if you place it a little bit further forward, you can still get those. They spawn inside the ring. They should, in theory, go
Yeah,
through the middle of the ring.
And then you can just walk back out of it, it'll be totally fine. That's something that we need to keep an eye on, whether Tynes uses his positioning correctly, because if he doesn't position correctly and get that down in the Ring of Spears, Ring of Spears is actually a really nice amount of damage. Most people underestimate it, and they're just like, they're slow, it's crippling.
Yeah.
But look at how big that damage can be if you're getting slapped constantly after you reach the max slow.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's a devastating ability. It's a huge ability as well. Shuts down the most of the lane. And you just don't want to be walking through that one. There's some counterplay. Oh, have your Guardian go first, but as they're kind of spearheading the way through the crypts, the emptying crypts, they're getting slow, and it's like, we're not really going anywhere very quickly.
Okay, so it's showing, apparently, Chat has been doing their research and have a feel. We'll have an eye on it, okay? We'll keep an eye out. It might just be a spectator bug. You guys might be right. We might be wrong on this one, but that's the first time I think that we've really seen that interaction, so we'll have to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, it's not a big combination. That wasn't where the bug, guys. Sorry. We thought we learned.
There you go.
But we have since been schooled yet again.
Not everyone is right 100% of the time.
Especially not if it's math in my case. And I'm usually wrong about 150% of the time.
I did a stream this week where I focused 100% on the difference between RC, Dev Gauntlets, Ikeval, and Transcendence early on. As Mogau's actually going to jumped on towards and trying to run away the heck out of here, but some Sickles will say no. Does he? He doesn't have the Cloud. He's not getting out of there, and Bulbasaur's going to slap him with a Sickle and says, well, you're done, bud.
Freya is like zipping all over the place. That Hastened Fatalis completed. Middle of the wave, not concerned about much of anything. VoteMBK really can't look to go toe-to-toe as the fight's going on sort of in the left side of the jungle right now. Thor dropping down from the skies. There's the Empty the Crypts coming on out yet again. That is in fact doing damage. We can confirm that chat is in fact correct and that we were wrong.
There you go.
We thought we learned. We were incorrect in that regard. We're usually not correct. I blame Hindu personally. But that's just me. Rama up in the air looking for the snipes, not able to confirm any kills as Tynes finds the first kill of that fight onto Bulbasaur.
So hard to confirm kills though when you got no vision. If you have a look at the Xbox plays of the week, there was actually one Ram snipe where he missed the first shot and landed the second two out of vision to secure the kill, which was fantastic. It was really, really good to see those sorts of plays. But it's really hard to do that, even at a professional level from VoteMBK. Even more so at a professional level when you haven't got vision, because you're used to having vision. You're used to being able to aim that snipe. And people at this level are a lot smarter. They can duke it out a little bit better. You can bait your opponents a lot better, but at the same time you're supposed to be, a lot better against the mind game, so it's a lot harder to land them at this level. That's what I feel.
It's one of those odd things as well. If you watch a pro player playing on like a Smurf or playing in a bad matchmaking situation where they're up against not pro players, they expect the people to juke, to dodge. It's like they predict a juke, and it's like this player they're against is just horrible and just runs in a straight line, and the pro player misses, and the guy just ran a straight line. It's like, what? Why didn't he dodge that? He should have dodged that, and I would have hit it, but he didn't dodge it. Same kind of mind game. For a player, you expect them to do a certain thing, sometimes just not doing it, and to an extent, it does come down to luck. It's like, if you don't have vision period, did they go left? Did they go right? Did they stand still? I have to pick one of the three. I can take my best guess, but at some point, you have to say, you just don't know. You have to just go for one of them and hope for the best.
You know what's something that we haven't actually discussed about yet? Why is EU on Saturday this week? Joden, you're the American, why don't you tell us, or why America is going to be on Sunday this week?
There's something about, there was tea in the harbor, and Hindu got mad and didn't know why we're celebrating today, and something about independence and freedom, and Fex is not supporting America.
I know! Where's the Raw America skin Fex says? Anyway, there's gonna be engaged? No, never mind.
No engaged. I can see my little tirade of off-topicness here. It's an event, Independence Day in the United States, for anyone who does not know. Everyone's all celebrating barbecues and drinking and booze and all that fun stuff. So right about now, most of the North American players are having a grand old time at a party at the moment. So they were not happy.
4th of July.
Yes.
I'm Australian and I know 4th of July. Poor Hindu.
Hindu, I believe, is sitting in the office all on his own in his red coat and his hat and his puffy wig and wondering why no one's there at the moment because it's a holiday weekend and scared to go outside because people will see that red coat and just like it'll be on. You don't want to be in a red coat in the South.
Somebody buy him McDonald's, just like so he can celebrate true American tradition and some powdered donuts and stuff.
4th of July is all about barbecue.
Barbecue? Really? Oh, it's the middle of summer. That's right.
Grilling, yeah, it's summer. Silly Australian in your winter in July.
Dude, the snowfields in Victoria just opened. It's fantastic.
Yeah. It's summer, so Australians. Silly Australians.
That said, I have never actually seen a frozen lake in winter. Or anything like that. I can't have an ice hockey competition.
Yeah, yeah.
What are those like?
Thing. It's a North
That's a
American
Canadian thing?
Hockey's a Canadian thing. It's like their sport. That and curling.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know, we're very off topic right now. This is my game going on. We have not missed anything because it's EU, and let's face it, it's 15 minutes into the game. It's amazing we have 6 kills on the board as it stands right now, so small miracles. Small, very, very small. Thor is, actually up in the air. Dropping on down. Bulbasaur, Lord of the Afterlife, straight on out. Second stun connects. Double tap connects as well, but not going to have the damage for the kill. Still looking for more right side of the mid lane. Holding on to that Ring of Spears for a moment, however.
Yeah, they're just thinking about it. I mean, Fact says once again it is the target for not using the Rama skin. It's actually interesting to see the fact that Arcadia was like rotating over. They really want to get some pressure down. They've got a nice amount of burst at the moment once they land that Ring of Spears, and they're really trying to make advantage of it.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good point. The French sticking with their allies. I believe the U.S. and French are actually allies at the moment. So, standing up for us. You don't use raw American skin on the American Independence Day, you will be punished for it. Vex is now regretting his skin decision in the picks and bans phase.
Can we make Hindu punish him?
I don't know.
The non-American punishing?
That's kind of amusing.
I mean, he is a EU, so theoretically he's directly under Hindu's jurisdiction.
That's true. I'm not sure what we could do. Maybe rig his account so that's the only raw skin he owns and ever owns. That would be a good punishment.
Well,
we're taking away freedom at the same time, so I don't know. Times mid lane damage coming down. Mr. Crunchy, gotta pick that one up.
Well, we finished our tangent just in time to see a kill, and then we're actually thinking about going for another one. Not quite gonna dive in there though. Thor's just a little bit of too much of a threat to dive a tower for.
Yeah. It's early in the game still. Looking at the golden experience as things stand, it is 4 kills to 3 on the board. Golden experience ever so slightly in favor of the Myrmidons. No gold furies really thought about so far, but look at the wards placed down. A lot of counter warding going on the Team Arcadia side of things. One of the changes with the patch a couple days ago, you remove a ward, you get 50 gold. So if you happen to find one, well, that sentry ward only cost you it costs you less. I'm not even going to attempt to do the math, because it will end poorly.
Interesting fact, if you kill a ward with your sentry ward, I think it's worth 50 gold. So what you're actually doing is if you kill somebody's ward off, you're wasting their 50 gold that they purchased on the ward, even more if it's a sentry, and you're getting 50 gold back. So you're actually 35 gold down for 3 minutes of vision. That's a big win. That makes it cheaper than a regular ward if you kill a ward with your sentry ward.
Yeah, and speaking of killing a ward, that's going to be 50 gold in the bank for Dartes, picking up that one. I can't say what ward that is. Never mind. Getting distracted by little ward skins right now. Stack was from mid lane. Might get locked down right here. They can certainly look for it. Cataclysm was forced. There's the Ring of Spears locking him down within this one. Damage coming out. There's the Empty the Crypts, which apparently, a couple of ghosties, but apparently all of them will go through that wall. Just a visual glitch. As Stackness will finally fall, but not before doing a lot of damage with the help of Mr. Crunchy. So they got a kill. Took them a little while, but they got it.
This is something to talk about once again. Myrmidons every single game have had Dartes go for the girdle of support. It makes a lot more sense though when you're looking at the Odin game, right? He's circling them off, he wants them to kill them off before the Ring of Spears dies off. This makes a lot more sense on Odin. Other gods I'm a little bit more skeptical of it. Yes, there are specific times. I like it with the Blink Initiate combinations, specifically from Stactimus Prime Geb. I actually think it's a really, really good pickup there, but you know, it's just interesting to think of it. When it makes more sense, Odin.
Yep, right side We're going to pop up in the Somersault Cloud just to stay in lane a little bit longer, get that heal off. Fill his health bar up a little ways. Elsewhere on the map, not much else going on, but look at the tower in that right lane. Once that finally falls, there's some options for Moga to start rotating around the map a little bit more. Or I'll actually just start rotating around the map a little bit. I don't think he's left so far this match. Other than that, some active slots still available. No, one Hand of the Gods being worked towards by Mr. Crunchy. That's going to help a big way to secure some of these objectives once those fights start up in a little while. Stackness once again getting locked down within that Ring of Spears. Good Cataclysm did find 3. Vote MBK is here to help out this time. Will they have the damage? As it looks like Myrmidons don't want to fight this one anymore.
Suddenly they're just like, no, we just need to get the heck out of here. This is not something we can really fight. Stactimus Prime's there on the backside as well, and he's got that Cataclysm well, doesn't have the Cataclysm available, but Shock and Smash, he's got an ultimate available.
Good drop down on Stactimus Prime. No Ring of Spears available, but the damage may be more than enough. Shockwave gonna buy him time. Roll out, up in the air, Rombling with the snipes. Can Shock and Smash find that hit? No, he cannot. Everyone, once again, gonna survive an engagement as both teams, or at least Myrmidons, look to once again withdraw, while Team Arcadia not able to find a lockdown for our kill themselves.
And this allows them a lot of pressure on towards this mid lane tower, and potentially a Gold Fury if they find anything out of it. The two-man taunt in the mid lane, Dardes is starting to get focused down, but that shield was fantastic. Bulbasaur's rotation is doing a lot of work on towards at least Dardes' health bar, but nothing else other than that. So, advantage is starting to go back in their opponent's favor.
Damage come down as well. Empty the Crypt's drop, but not going to save his life. That will disperse when he dies these days. Bulbasaur picks that kill, a banish onto Fexes, but he is not a great spot. Archon now having to backpedal while he fights up in the Valk's discretion, trying to find and lock down a kill, but it's not going the way of the Myrmidons right now.
Shock and Smash is going to take to the air. This will be a disengage coming through from this one. Mogao pops his ultimate as well. They're contemplating. They are very much contemplating. They were thinking there, if Odin can rejoin here just a little bit earlier, that could have been a really nice combo setup, but it was so hard without Tines.
One kill later, it's going to be a tier 1 tower dropping, taunt on the Shock and Smash, plus a snipe and an in-hand from Bulbasaur, secure that kill. And the Ring of Spears was dropped down, but there's not really any damage left.
Oh, three-man Cataclysm! That might switch things around though. Mogal's going to get a little bit focused up, but a three-man taunt. Look at the CC layering that's starting to come through from Team Arcadia. They can look to dive here if they want to go on the right targets, and Arcar might be hanging around a little bit too long.
That's going to be a nice big swing as the tier 2 tower will fall. Arcadia just put themselves in the lead in a big way, swinging things back to their side based on that graph, especially. You have to watch out for those picks, especially with Outwash. He's kind of in the same boat as Anubis. The Empty the Crypts is great at deterring somebody from running at you, but if you get caught out and just burst down before you can do anything, it doesn't matter. The lack of mobility was the demise of that Outwash in that situation. He can still like to pick up a combat blink, kind of have a get out of jail free kind of card, but it's going to be a little extra gold to get that up and online. You see on the other side, Fex says, I don't want to be caught in that Ring of Spears. I need combat blink. He picked that up. He'll have that get out of jail free card. Yes, it's a longer cooldown than the Ring of Spears. He has to be very, very careful when he goes to use it, but he has it at his disposal when he decides to go for it.
Yeah, and it's going to be the most important fights. Fexes isn't just going to burn this combat blink every single time Dardes jumps at him. If he's safe, if he's not going to die, there's no reason to burn it. As soon as he's at threat, he's just going to turn around combat blink straight away, and then he's going to play passive, and we've seen him do that right from word go. He's played passive when he's need to. Fexes is playing smart. He's turned his head on, and he's definitely making it work this game.
For sure. I'll take a peek at the other items being built up right now. It's actually Bulbasaur and that Osiris, a decent little bit ahead of anyone else in the game, working towards what will probably be an execution to help shred through some of the tankier members on the side of the Myrmidons. Kin size, yeah, no, it's an expensive item. It's not really a situation where he may be looking to pick it up. There's not too many tanky guys on the side of Myrmidons, so not the likely option. Go the Executioner, will be just about as effective and not quite as pricey. Otherwise, look at the items. Nothing really too out of the ordinary. Breastplate of Valor picked up on Athena for a little bit of cooldown reduction and some extra protections. Extra mana is always nice. And otherwise, reasonably standard stuff across the board.
Little bit of a lull once again. It's actually really weird. These guys haven't even opted for the Gold Fury at 20 minutes in the game. It's just too much of a risk. There's no lifesteal across the board from the side of the Myrmidons. They've got a Freya Hunter, so, them going for a Gold Fury when they've got no sustain anywhere across the board is a threat. But what it is good for is baiting their opponents out to fight, and I'm interested to see if they're going to be able to do it in this next sort of little while, because the Ring of Spears is so potent in circles, and circles are so good at fighting around the Gold Fury.
Absolutely. It's all about area control when it comes down to that. That said, there's not much to cure on either team. Freya, not in a happy place, goes up in the Valk's discretion, going to buy her time. They're not going to chase too much as Dardes has made his appearance, and they're aware that reinforcements are nearby. So Arcadia will be out safely. Valk's discretion will be on cooldown for a little while. Elsewhere on the map, the slop fight in Soul Lane is still going on. Mid lane, they've kind of left them to their own devices. Outwash, time's actually very far forward given the lack of towers to fall back to, but at the same time, They have really great vision control. They have some vision control, but he's a little far forward for the amount of vision he has right now.
They're seeing 3 members on that left-hand side of the map. As soon as they disappeared, look at Tynes. He is just turn, get the heck out of here, cast some spells on the way out to try and shove those waves because Osiris just rotated from the right-hand side of the map as well. He's not going anywhere when they don't have vision. He's playing back. This is just smart mid-lane play. I'm squishy, I'm immobile, I'm threatened to be... Who's the toughest one on the map to gank? Probably going to be Freya, probably going to be Mogao. You can't really touch those guys. They just tried touching Freya, you can't really do it. Tynes is just so easy to gank. What's he doing? Not making it an option.
Part of that also just came down to the fact that you can't really dive on a tower with Dardes present, especially if you can't kill the tower. All he has to do is just use Ring of Spears and then leap out of it, and you're stuck in it and he isn't, and you're just kind of sitting there in the tower taking shots for nothing. Mid lane, bit of a fight breaking out. Vex is caught down, going to be forced to use that combat blade because the Empty the Crypts does get dropped. Stackham's getting very, very low. One more hit from Titans will secure that kill. They found the pick they were looking for. They spent a lot for it. The question's going to be, can they convert this into anything else?
They need to take a Gold Fury. It's at 24 minutes into the game. The Gold Fury is worth a huge amount at the moment, and it would swing the lead significantly in their favor. But Osiris chasing on towards Shock and Smash, the Taunt on towards Arcadia and Tynes. That was the crucial too, but now they're starting to turn the damage back around. Arcadyle's doing a decent amount, but Osiris so taking Shock and Smash. Look where he is.
He is looking to drop down in the back line of this fight. Dardes, low in health, finds the kill up in the air and finds a counter kill by Bulbasaur and is dead because of it. Dark Discretion, Arca up in the air, Rom snipes, find a couple hits, not quite a kill right now. As Bulbasaur gets low, able to find a kill, but will be brought down. Arca gets one more kill, and still 2v2 in the middle of this fight. Mogao using the knockup onto both of them for a little bit of extra crowd control, trying to box back and forth. Arca will survive the engagement, but not able to lock down a kill. Shock and Smash is back.
And he wants to be smashing 110%. Pain is what that Thor really was thinking about doing, but unfortunately, when you throw your hammer forward, don't land a wall onto people, you can't continue to chase them. It's just how it goes, ladies and gentlemen. But nothing taken off the backside for the Myrmidons. They got a pick, then they kind of split up. They split up. That's not the best sort of option.
Yeah, I don't know. You don't want to be split up if you don't have to be. There's some very small situations where it can be beneficial. I think one of the biggest problems so far in these fights that keep breaking out is the follow-up onto the initiations hasn't really been there in most of the cases. They have that kind of wombo combo style of Myrmidons. They're catching people down and out, and they're not really able to follow up and lock them down. Especially with that combat blink on Vex's that last fight. He was able to blink out and kind of stay alive in the backside of the fight for a good long while.
Well, Gold Fury is again going to be the potent setup objective. No one even pondering towards the fire giant. Look at where the wards are. There's not even a ward in the pit at this point in time. Everyone's focusing their vision. Team Arcadia could just say, alright, we've got vision of Myrmidons at the Gold Fury. We could just go ahead and do a fire giant if we really wanted to, but it's going to be a fight. And it's going to be Myrmidons again to set it up.
Yeah, looking for Vex's combat blink is not available right now. He's not quite dead. There he goes. Tim's final against that kill and brings him down. That's the little bit of follow we were talking about. They need to make sure they're securing these kills, not just locking people down, spending a bunch of ultimates, and not finding them. They're going to go for the Gold Fury right now. This will force the re-engage by Team Arcadia if they don't want to give this up for free. They're going to go for the reset. Is actually, Freya on the backside of this fight is currently fighting that 1v1. The snipes are coming down, but she has life steal built in. Hey, I don't need to walk out of these. My health is fine. And secure the Gold Fury in the end. Health bars are dropping a little bit.
Myrmidons might pay for this.
Yeah.
Tynes is incredibly low. They immediately are just backing the heck out of here, but on the right-hand side of the map, Bulbasaur was able to get a lot done. Got one tower and started to press on to tower number 2 over there. But interesting fight. Myrmidons make a pick, and it's on towards Vex. Says Combat Blink. Not sure if it was online or not, but I have a feeling he may have been able to get out.
Yeah, I don't know. Team Down Diamonds, the first real big objective picked up so far. Arcadia were able to sneak in that, not sneak in, they fought hard for that tier 2 tower in the mid lane a little while ago. But the first Gold Fury coming in at the almost 27-minute mark. That is probably the latest one we have seen ever.
Yep.
Even EU, we poke fun how slow the games go on the EU side of things. And yeah, it's... It's a very, very late Gold Fury, and a big part of that is the changes that just happened earlier on in the week. It's not worth quite as much. It's not worth fighting over. You don't have those early Wrath of the Gods for that 25% secure. The lifesteal is reduced coming off of those objectives as well. If you're an on her, there's no more shifting sands pillars to stop the Gold Fury from getting forward. She'll just smash that to pieces and keep on her merry way to smack you in your face instead. So while this is still going to be a bit of a later one than I think we'll usually see, you can definitely expect them to be later than we've been seeing previously.
It's more potent. It's more, yeah, I mean, we were all expecting them come this week to be later, but they're looking for that more potent Gold Fury. They're looking, alright, we got a small advantage, we can kind of snowball it with a Gold Fury, but if we clear it off the map now, we can't bait our opponents towards it, especially from the sides of Myrmidons. They don't really have sustained clear, is the problem on towards that Gold Fury, and that's why they focused on towards baiting towards first. They had to get multiple kills before they wanted to go for it. But right-hand side, there was a chase on a Shock and Smash, and Bulbasaur is a long way forward here.
Shock and Smash is up. Bulbasaur may fall. He has the Ring of Spears, but Bulbasaur could just use the Lord of the Afterlife to escape the engagement. He's not even going to have the chance as Thor dropped down and found the stun. Vex is now the only member of Arcadia left inside the map. Argyle, not in a happy place.
No, and he's going to continue to run away. There's a blink miss on the Shockwave. Argyle hasn't got an ultimate left to try and get him out of here, but he is baiting for time. And guess what Myrmidons are doing with that time? Vex is the only one in the area, and they've just burned on towards his Gold Fury.
Shock and Smash just took a whole load of damage, going to force the Fire Giant reset as Mr. Crunch used that Defender of Olympus to arrive at the party. The fight is on. This could be the turnaround that Team Arcadia are looking for, but they need to start finding these kills. Shock and Smash will fall as the fight continues.
Vote MBK is going to pick up that kill, but Vex says burn the combat blink to get out of the Ring of Spears. That was perfect. That's exactly what they were looking for. And then they find the catch on towards Tynes. And now the Gold Fury / Fire Giant pressure is totally back in Arcadia's favor. And they might even have a catch onto the Odin. No, they're going for the tier 2.
This is the safer call. Why chase somebody down when you have an objective there ready and ripe for the taking? And, you know, they're heading back over to the side of the map. It's going to fall too quickly, especially as those minions arrive and remove the backdoor protection. Look at the gold graph. It's been back and forth after that very long-held gold lead initially by Myrmidons. They haven't been able to re-grab a firm hold of this game. It's kind of, I don't say it's been Arcadia in the driving seat, because it has been back and forth, but this game is still up for grabs for whatever team can get this one going more in their favor.
I want to point out a stat to you that I've actually been hanging on and waiting for the right time to sort of release. These two teams have played each other 4 times in Challenger Cups this split. One was in a grand final. So it was a grand final of the cup, and Team Arcadia actually, no it wasn't, sorry, it was Myrmidons beat Team Arcadia 2-0 in that grand final. Prior to that, they had met 2 other times as well, and Six Sigma, who are now Team Arcadia, won both of those.
So even
so this is actually
matchup.
Yeah, very even coming into this. And this matchup, and especially this game, is perfectly displaying that. Both of these teams are highly skilled. We've known that the entire way through the Challenger Cup. We had a very good feeling both of these teams would be getting to this sort of stage, but they have. And they're bringing out a quality of game that we haven't really seen too much of in the last sort of week, last sort of 2 weeks, and now it's really coming to the fore. Both of them are playing their hearts out at the right time. They've peaked at the right time. They haven't peaked too early. They've prepared exceptionally well for this patch, and that just, straight out from both of these teams, biggest and best respects, but there's the engage!
It's looking to force the combat blink, but it's already on cooldown. Can he stay alive long enough? No, he will not. Tynes dropped the empty the crypt down, and Stacktimus and Mr. Crunchy caught smack in the middle of that one. Backside of the fight, VoteMBK caught out up in the air into the Astral Barrage. He'll buy some time, but will he survive once he hits the ground? Rolling Assault, gonna be forced to beats to get that cooldown. Mogao hits him there with that magic cudgel and finds a kill.
Yeah, and this one isn't even with all loss so far in Myrmidon's favor. Shock and Smash got out with a sliver of health and found Bulbasaur as well, so that's another kill to chalk up, and they're just going to burn through Mr. Crunchy. Stacktimus Prime is the only one left up. What's their objective? They could turn and burn for this tower. They could turn and burn for the Fire Giant. They want the structures at this point in time. They want to get the control whilst everyone else is down. Then they will turn and burn for the Fire Giant.
Yeah, that's Tower will slowly wait for it. It'll fall here in just a second. They might look for Stacktimus Prime as well. The Ring of Spear is not going to be too long off cooldown. If it had been a second or two sooner, Stacktimus Prime would have been dead there as well, more likely than not. So, like you said, Gold Fury or Fire Giant, we were doing so well, but whatever, it happened. Looking for the steal opportunity right here. He does not have a Wrath of the Gods for a proper steal. It all comes down to, can he delay this? Can he buy time? He's still alive. Cataclysm Forest. The Fire Giant down to just about 0%. Myrmidons will secure it. Stacktimus will survive. But the buff is in hand of the entire Myrmidons lineup.
And look at this across the board of both teams as well. Arcadia didn't even opt for a Hog 3 here. Fist of the Gods is online for Mr. Crunchy for that bonus CC effect. That's what they're looking for. It's the wombo combo on towards Myrmidons. They want to lock him down, because if they can know that if they can get on towards Tines, they can kill him off. What is it left open for them, though? What has it left open? They just lost a Gold Fury. That swung gold heavily. That swung the experience heavily because of the timer when the first Gold Fury finally went down. Gold Fury's just respawned, and they've just taken a Fire Giant. That's the problem with not getting a Hog, right? You can risk it. But if your opponents pick up a Hog 3, there's no Hog 3, admittedly, online here for Myrmidons. But what would have happened if Stactimus Prime had one?
Yeah, the steal was definitely
He can
there.
still pick one up.
He would have had that 900 gold execute. The problem's going to be the damage may already have been done with Fire Giant in the hands of the Myrmidons, so they may now regret not having done so. You can make the argument not to pick it up if you're making use of that active otherwise, but for now, it's empty. There's nothing there. So, yeah, it may have made a difference. Who knows? The earlier Gold Fury, I don't know if he would necessarily been in a situation to steal that one away either. So it's still a toss-up. I'm personally leaning towards it's still very much worth picking up because it's still going to be it's not a 25% health execute. It's a 900 health execute, but it's still an ability, a little bit of extra burst damage to secure those all-important objectives.
And on supports as well, it's great. All right, members are dead right now. We can't really do anything. Back camps are up. Oh, I've got a Hog 3. I can just go and clear those back camps, get a whole bunch of XP for myself. Not so much for my team, but keep myself in line with that really, really high health scaling that comes through on all the Guardians in the game. You know, it's important to get that sort of stuff and get your supports level. Have a look at Zardes. I mean, admittedly, he's gone for a girdle of support here, but he's level 19. He's almost level 20. Stactimus Prime as well, incredibly high leveled in this game at this point in time as well. He's level 18, almost 20 as well.
Yep, there's the Blinking Ring of Spears coming in from Zardes, locking down 4 members. Damage not really there. They were focusing elsewhere in this fight. Will they be able to turn this around on the tail end of it? Empty the Crypts dropped on down, but most of the team has gotten out of it. Mr. Crunchy, preemptive strike, mostly free and clear, forced to turn back around, trying to throw out as much damage as possible before he is brought down. Arca's Freya gets another kill in that instance. She's just about full build at this point, and she's already hurting quite a bit, sitting almost top of the damage chart.
Yeah, she's got the last item to sell out, but they're looking for the engage onto what Stactimus Prime. He's so low, and with the wall off, there is no way that he was getting out of there. Arcal chalks up another one to go 5-1 and 6 on this 80 carry Freya.
Bird Bomb on defects as Arcal picks that kill up for the double, looking for one more. Bulbasaur still up and alive, the only person left standing, aside from Voda MBK, who has now respawned, is looking to join this fight back up. That's going to be the left side Phoenix. Titan, very much a threat. Backdoor protection was just removed. Ring of Spears to zone out. It's looking like this could be the game right here, right now.
Vote MBK is going to take this, guys. He's incredibly low, but so is the Titan. It's now below 50% health. They're doing a lot of damage. Vote MBK is at least going to live through this a little bit longer. The health bars are dropping, but so is the Titan, and it's fallen. And Myrmidons are going to move forward at a 2-1 advantage. They've got one game to win, Jordan. But I have a feeling, I just have a feeling, based on the way Arcadia are playing, that this could very well be going an extra 2 games.
It's definitely a possibility. Myrmidons are definitely not going to want to let that happen. We'll see if they can close this game out in the next one. We're moving on to Game 4 here in just a minute, guys. It is a best-of-5 series, so not quite down to one more match. But for Myrmidons, this next one could be the last.